Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. Just on my way to Freightliner. I gotta get some oil filters for my truck. Finally made it home. I hope all you guys are doing well. So I was listening to Glenn Beck this morning, and they had talked about gasoline prices, and he said during the Depression, like 1932, I think it was, or 1930-ish. It was during the Depression. I think the Depression was from 1929 to 1932. But they had talked about how gas prices were wholesale, which means if you buy it in bulk, i.e. if you're a gas station or whatever. But anyways, so it's weird when you drive a semi, and I got a pretty big pickup truck, but it seems so weird when you drive a semi and then you're in a pickup truck. But anyways, so they bought gasoline wholesale, which means tankers. When trucks have the big tankers and they go in, they shut this window. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm sure that'd be annoying, but so anyways, wholesale prices, they were buying it wholesale at 14 cents a gallon. 14 cents a gallon. They're now wholesaling the price, and he asked his co-host or whatever, this guy, he said, take a guess at what the wholesale price is right now. And he was like, I don't know if it was 14 cents in 1929 or 1930, 25, 50 cents wholesale a gallon. And he said, no, 12 cents wholesale is what they will almost pay the gas stations to take this gasoline. And the reason why is they have all the pipelines they're full. They're full of gas. They're full of oil. And sooner or later, it's just going to stop production, and they're going to be they can't dump it on the ground like they did all the milk. If you guys saw those videos where the dairy farmers, because they didn't have milk jugs to put the milk in, and it wasn't pasteurized or whatever. So, man, hold on, it's freaking hot in here, man. Hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry. I should have been more prepared. There we go. All right, sorry. So yeah, so the dairy farmers, if you guys have seen videos, the dairy farmers were dumping, hundreds of thousands of gallons. They said millions of gallons. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I didn't hear that on the video I watched. I just heard all the YouTube channels reiterating what they saw. They said millions of gallons. It could be millions. I don't know, but anyways, But the reason why they were dumping, people were like, well, why didn't they just give it away? Because it wasn't pasteurized. So they had to dump it. Because they didn't, when they pasteurize it, then it goes, whatever the process is, then it goes into jugs. But the thing is, they couldn't, they had to dump it because they didn't have the milk jugs. And the milk jugs came from China. Believe it or not, crazy. I've always said that I don't know why, and I get it that we have to do stuff like that for nation-to-nation cooperation or whatever. You gotta do business with other nations. But I've always said that I don't understand why we are so dependent of China and other countries, because America is self-sustainable, man. We have some of the smartest people in the world here. It's it's the best country to live in the world. I watched my wife DVR. I DVR a lot of stuff when I'm gone, and then I'll watch it when I get to the house. But I was watching a thing on Frontline last night about the plastic wars around the world. Man, it's really sad. But anyways, so I can't believe that we're so dependent of other countries. And I don't know why I brought up the plastic thing. There was a point to that, but so. If you're if you're a nation, you depend so much. Other countries depend on our financial dollars, which I think is ridiculous. I believe, donate or whatever the case is, and all these people talking about, oh yeah, the stimulus checks, this and that, and I mean, yeah, I get it, it's $1,200 or whatever. I mean, I'm not getting one, and if I did get one, I'm not in a situation financially to donate it. But if I were sitting there talking trash about, oh, don't take the checks, well, if you're a kind person and you saw a family that, say their mom or the husband or wife were waiters or waitresses, servers, and they depend on their tips weekly to bring in a decent income, well, donate your check then. If you're an essential business like myself and my wife and other people out there, JK Bugout, he drives semi and he's talking about how, oh, don't take the checks, don't do this. If you have a business, go ahead and start working that business. Who cares what they say? Well, yeah, it's easy for him to say that. It's easy for me to say that because we're an essential business. He drives semi for a living, so he's essential. And so I commented on his video this morning when I was watching it. I said, you talk mad shit, man. I mean, and I like JK Bugout, I truly do, but I'm not a man to keep my mouth shut. Maybe that's my problem. But if you're going to sit there and you're an essential business and he took a $3,400 check for him, his wife, and his kids, and I don't know what kind of situation his wife is in, but if you're going to tell other people, oh man, don't take that check, man, it's a way of depending on the government and all this other stuff, and if you have a business, man, you should just open it up and forget what they say. Well, yeah, JK, it's easy for you to say that. Because if you don't have an essential business and you go and open that up, I mean, I'm a man of principle. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have an essential business. I don't know what I would do. Would I open up a business? I don't know. But I wouldn't talk shit about other people and saying, oh, you should go. And I like JK Bug. I mean, he does some mad material out there, man. I like the guy, I really do. But dude, don't tell other people what they need to do, and then as you have an essential business and you get a weekly check, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know what it's really none of my business, but don't tell non-essential businesses, man, you should open up, man, fight, do this and do that, forget what they say. Well, it's easy for you to say, JK. It's easy for you to say. Those people could probably get arrested or get into a firefight, and then, and I get it. I get it. But like I said, I don't, if I had another business and I wasn't essential, would I open it up? I don't know. I'd have to do something, because if you're self-employed, you're not getting that check. You're not getting that check. JK, you're not getting that. I mean, you're not getting that check. You are, but we're not. But anyways, I do like JK. I'm not trying to talk shit, but it's a point that you can't sit there and talk trash, man, and then tell these people to open up their businesses, forget what the government or the city says or whatever, because you're going to get them people hurt, man. But anyways, back to the point of the video. I'm sorry, just venting. But go to JK's latest video, and like I said, I like the guy, but you can't say that shit, man. So, but anyways, so they're talking about. So the guy guessed, 25 to 50 cents a gallon. It's 14 cents a gallon is what the wholesale price is right now. Well, if you've seen gas prices and diesel prices drop like I have, and I pay attention to it, I'm sure all you guys do. But if you, the fuel prices have dropped probably $1 to $1.50 a gallon. So if your wholesale at this time is 14 cents, and so that means that they're probably buying this fuel, whether it's diesel or gas or whatever, if they're buying it for, say, 60 cents a gallon. Look at that markup on that, man. That is crazy markup. Say even when the fuel prices were high and their wholesale price was 50 to 60 cents, I mean, if it's 14 now, if it's 12 now, then, back during the Depression it was 14 cents a gallon, but they say now it's wholesale price of 12 cents a gallon. And so if you do some, I don't know if it's simple math, I'm not freaking mathologist, but whatever, if you do, some simple guessing, their wholesale cost when the fuel prices were where they were before was probably 50 to 60 cents a gallon, maybe a little less, depending on the quantity you buy. So my God, man, look what they juice us on. I mean, they juice us on everything, man. And I guess it's business, not biz nice, I get it. But they say that fuel prices, or gas prices, gas prices essentially, diesel's always a little, and diesel used to not be more expensive than gas. But I guess it's supply and demand when you have more, semis out on the road. It's supply and demand. We're going to get fuel no matter where we go, but you're kind of a victim to the circumstance if you're a semi driver or a semi company, whatever, or a logistics company, whatever. And I didn't even know what logistics meant until I got into trucking. Even prior, and I was an older man then. I didn't even know what logistics meant. That's how stupid I am. But anyways, so it's pretty intriguing that they're saying that the gas prices are going to probably go to 70 to 80 cents a gallon. They said we'll never see this. I mean, we've never seen this, obviously, but 70 to 80 cents a gallon. That's crazy. So we got some empty 5-gallon jugs at the shop, for our doomsday preps, and we're going to go fill up today. And it's not that cost right now. The cheapest I've seen it is 99 cents. So for gas, anyways. For diesel, it's down to the cheapest I've seen for diesel was actually in Laramie, Wyoming, at the 290. I think I've done a video on it, at the Al-Qaeda gas station, Al-Qaeda truck stop. It was $1.97 a gallon for diesel. That's cheap, but anyways, so I figured I'd do a quick video on it, and I will. I'm home now, obviously, so I will. I'm leaving again Tuesday. I'm taking an oversize out of Wisconsin to Colorado, so I got to get, my wife and I are going to be at the shop today getting some shit done on the trucks, but anyways, I got the best wife in the world. Hi, baby. Love you. But I will do a video on, before I leave, I will do a video on how to get out of an apartment. And if you're, like I said, one entry in, one entry out, whatever, if you just have a main entrance and a patio door, there's other ways to get out of the apartment, and I'll show you guys. It's simple, but a lot of people don't think like that. When I told my wife about it, she goes, oh, wow, I didn't think about that. So anyways, I figured I'd do a video on it, help people out, and then I'll do another one on some cheap weapons for, some cheap weapons on if you're not proficient with a gun or whatever the case is. But I'm going to do a quick video on some weapons you can have that would get you out of a jam. And anyways, I hope you found this informational. Like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to start doing more and more videos like this. But and another thing, so they had Europe is going back. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, or no, not Ukraine, Czechoslovakia maybe. Anyways, there's like 4 or 5 different countries that are actually they're all going back to work on Monday. So they tell us to watch the European nations because they say the typical European they don't have any kind of savings account. I mean, like we really do, but. So they're going back to work. Germany, Austria, I want to say Czechoslovakia or something like that. And then, so there's like 4 or 5 countries going back to work Monday. So pay very close attention to see how things escalate there with this stupid virus thing. I mean, it's not stupid, but you know what I'm saying. You already know my stand on that. But pay very, 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 very close attention to what's going on. And they also say that 75% of the country might open back up. Obviously not New York and, California, stuff like that. But like South Dakota never even went into a self-quarantine. They never even did that. They've been open ever since. But they don't have a large population either. So, but South Dakota and I think a couple other states never did the lockdown, because they don't have really congested areas like a lot of the major metropolises. I mean, you have Sioux Falls and Rapid City and stuff, but that's nothing compared to, the large metropolitans. But so they're going back to work, and they are really thinking about, I mean, I think it's all just a ploy for America. I think I think somehow, some way, it's a tease, because so many people are starting to revolt and start marching on their capitals. So maybe this is just a way to kind of keep the peace with the people, so they're not rioting and revolting and everything else. Maybe they're just giving us, I always say, lipstick promises. A guy, Roy Bodshog, I used to work for back in the day when I used to do security, he used to tell me that, don't, this one lady or whatever, he always say she was giving him lipstick promises, because lipstick wipes off. And so it's a lipstick promise. It's a lie it's obviously, the lie is not true. But he said, yeah, she's always giving me lipstick promises. So the promise would wear off eventually, like lipstick. So makes sense. So I call them lipstick promises. But anyways, a lipstick promise, maybe that's what they're giving us, because they want to keep us, down, because they don't want to have us rioting or revolting, man, because that's going to cause a lot of problems, man. So, beautiful day here in Wisconsin today. Like I said, going over the Freightliner. But anyways, I've gabbed enough. I just wanted to give you guys some insight on stuff. And then check out some videos I got coming up. And hope this finds you well. God bless. Take care.